A chalkboard, presented by Kaushik Patil. Well, our intermediate goal of the chalkboard is to provide a software that allows an institution to distribute education content to its students, corporation, community, colleges, and universities are among our clients. We are now providing an on-premises solution for our customer in which the software is hosted within the customer's own data center. Well, right now we have two methods to provide this program. The first will be physically providing them CD, DVD, or downloading from a URL, and the second method will be a cloud method with the the database will be on the cloud. So therefore, we are thinking to convert our to take this model, a physical model, to another level. So we are transitioning into SSS model. What are the advantages of SSS model? Well, increase the stability. The service will be more stable because our clients will be using the same version of software. Increase performance. We will scale the system performance to match the demands during a peak uses such like a finals, exam, midterm, semesters, all that times. It increases the uptime and availability, which upgrades, patches, security updates, and will be installed with a little downtime duration. They increase innovation, which enhance the new features are developed more regularly with enhanced change management technology, improve the use of the staff time. Hosts and manages the application in the cloud, allows customer personnel to devote more time to faculty projects and high impact teaching and learning activities. With SS, we can deliver from anywhere into the place. A cloud can operate as a hub, distribute into any internet connected location and aggregate linear channels from anywhere. It will be beneficial if we decided to expand in our other markets. A disadvantage is that we must consider this very well when going on from outside a model to SSS model. We will encounter a lot of changes in process of uses, workflow, culture, and business. There might be also unique legal difficulties that arise due to the business model change, and the fact that we intend to extend the market is a risky because each country has distinct. In this project, we will require a lot of changes in the technology which we'll be using for the transition. A system roles down and translation. For this system of translations, we have gone forward with the agile method. The agile method is an iterative strategy that will be more effective in the meeting the requirements rapidly. We will be keeping track of how fast or slow it is moving. So the first and foremost, we will ensure that we will fulfill the necessity that our clients will be anticipating. We must this when to take a agile method, we must also need to meet some specific standards. We also did a POW analysis. So during this in the initial plan, it will define the project scope, functionalities, stakeholders, and governance by focusing on the ultimate aim and scale and scope, project scope. To further comprehend this, we also did a POW analysis which will provide us a clear picture of the problems, opportunity, weakness, and strength. Well, if we talk about the stakeholders, there are a lot of us. There are like four major stakeholders. First is the chalkboard stakeholders, which need to provide. We need to produce funds for them. Then there are the executive of a chalkboard, which will show the team an appropriate way for the business and to make all the critical decisions. Employee, we need to them since they are people who will make an review of success. Their opinions are just as significant as everyone's else. And the education institute, because we will be doing this project for them and they should be at the top of the class. Taking the suggestions will benefit the organization. We will be then be able to deliver the most outstanding service to them. Talking about the system plan, this phase includes the functionality, architecture, and other elements required for the project implementation. We have two options for hosting our application. The first option is to be on a company server, sometimes known as on-premises, and the second option is to outsource or to a third party, such as hosting on the cloud. Well, after looking at the company requirements, we came to these three cloud providers: Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Service, and Google Cloud Computing. ChalkBoard is leaner to the Google Cloud Computer, which is the best suited for our solution and looking towards the customer's experience as performed. Google has also have a behavior analysis tools which will help to stand out the most company nears implementation sorry implementation plan. The project begins with its deployment and the maintenance plan in this plan, and the chalkboard will attempt to examine how the implementation will affect the company operation. We will be adopting the agile method as previously described and incorporate a DevOps culture into this project. The use of the DevOps ensures that chalkboard may move seamlessly and without facing any issue. The chalkboard will be able to demise its physical media creation gradually. Eventually, there will be a phase out the old platform and replace it with a new one. Iteratively, we will add a new functionality while also correcting bugs. Globalizations and resources balance. Outsourcing benefits and risks. Outsourcing is not that easy. We must be prepared to face significant internal pushback. Employees who are unfamiliar with the systems may feel disoriented and inexperienced. Furthermore, they may fear being fired because they are unable to participate and hence will not support the project. Thus, the organization prefer to have the project completely within the work environment with the participation of the employees. If we observe Chalkboard does not have all of the resources for the project transfer for the time being. As a result, we are looking at outsourcing certain elements. Our staff has not been adequately prepared to transfer the new model. They lack the necessary experience to adopt AS. Therefore, we will be hiring external consultants so that they can apply their appropriate skill sets to the project implementation, particularly in the technical area. Globalization. Our initial goal is in the United States to develop a bug-free project. After reviewing a fantastic feedback from our clients, we will be extending abroad and eventually embrace it. So our new systems can provide service to any country as long as they have a good internet connection, which should be at least 2 Mbps. Before spreading it to any other countries, the laws and language we must consider only one thing before spreading to it in countries. We want our chalkboard sim expansion easier by spending on the regions where the English is spoken, considering that India, the United Kingdom, and the Canada are the examples. We may also concentrate on the countries which have a high-speed networks. It will make our communication with our main branches more easily. And on the other side, if a company sought to grow our software into areas where English is not spoken, it would raise the issue of having a support of the regional language resulting in the different software version. Disaster recovery. If the chalk were to be hosted by the Google Cloud Component, the business continuity and disaster recovery strategy would be added. Chalkboard has already stated in the service level agreement that this must be negotiated before awarding them to the contract. We have indicated in our service level agreements that the following service would be provided, like service guarantee, security guarantee, problem response guarantee, dependability guarantee, and the last and the most crucial will be the monitoring and auditing information payments and remedies. They are an element of the disaster recovery plan in the business continuity plan. The analysis of the organization influenced by the two metrics, recovery point objectives and recovery time objectives. Talking about the business continuity. Instead of focusing on the disaster recovery, we believe that the business continuity is more important nowadays. To differentiate ourselves from the competition or remain competitive, we must ensure our business continuity is on the track and our software is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this way, we must design architecture to assure maximum availability. Google has constructed a data center infrastructure that is very redundant. It will assist us to reducing downtime caused by natural disaster, hardware issues, or any other problem. There are the four types of the stages provided API, and if you are looking for the one version, it will cost you $0.02 per month for per GB for per month for a single region. If you look for the multiple region, then it will cost $0.026 per GB per month. And the further their regions are Asia, United States, and Europe. Conclusion. It concluded that the shift of the chalkboard from a physical to SSS model is complicated. However, it is tricky and risky to achieve. However, as we have shown, we must assume these risks, otherwise failing to enter the SSS model will be riskier. As a result, taking this is worthwhile. It is not easy. We must ensure adequate preparation, resources, time, and training to ensure that everything runs smoothly. We must focus on the minor details. It will be a significant change because we will be outsourcing to a third party, such as service that includes deployment and testing staff. As a result, we must anticipate negotiations and introduce entirely new conditions to cover the catastrophe recovery system. Thank you so much.